I never thought a routine trip to the airport could feel like navigating a minefield, but in 2025, flying is more stressful than ever. Every traveler feels that knot in their stomach as they approach the TSA checkpoint. Do I have everything I need? In this video, I'll share the 10 critical documents you absolutely must have, or your flight could be canceled right on the spot. The stakes are high, and by number 10, you'll see something shocking you might never have expected. Buckle up, this isn't your average travel checklist. Number 1. Apple Wallet Digital Passport. In June 2025, Apple stunned travelers by announcing you could add your US passport to Apple Wallet. Yes, your actual passport on your iPhone or Apple Watch for domestic use only. TSA will accept that digital passport in place of the physical book when boarding US flights. I felt like the Jetsons reading about this. It means if you're iOS savvy, you can breeze through with your virtual passport. Of course, this doesn't replace the physical passport for international flights for now. TSA still requires showing the real booklet overseas, but for domestic boarding, having your passport in your wallet app is the cutting-edge document no one saw coming. The airport security line now has people nervously tapping their phone to see the Apple Wallet glow green. Missing this new setup could leave you wondering why others slide by faster than you. Number 2, COVID-19 vaccination card. This feels like it shouldn't be on the list, and that's exactly the twist. You do not need your COVID-19 Vax card to fly in the US anymore. As of mid-2024, no airline or TSA asks for proof of COVID vaccination for domestic travel. Still, I list it because many travelers freak out thinking, what if they ask? I remember when crossing through security during the pandemic, people were shredded by fears. In 2025, it's almost a shock of its own that your booster records are irrelevant to TSA. In fact, an aviation travel site bluntly says, no, you don't need a COVID-19 vaccine to fly US domestic flights. I can't count how many times friends have double-checked this, frantically scanning airport notices. When I tell them, just breathe, none of these rules require a Vax card now, they look relieved, which is the real twist. However, note that some foreign destinations still have their own rules, but for US departures, your old vaccine card is just a souvenir. Number 3, facial recognition. In 2025, it might feel like the most shocking document you need is your face. The TSA has quietly rolled out high-tech ID scanners. These machines snap your photo and match it to your ID. Right now, this is technically voluntary. You can opt out at any airport by simply declining the photo. But with TSA setting up facial recognition at dozens of airports, many travelers feel it's basically unavoidable. I know it isn't a paper document, but think of it as an ultra-surveillance document in your biometric file. One expert notes your face print is kept by the TSA, making some people treat it like a secret pass. It's the ultimate unexpected requirement. No one handed this to you, but airport cameras will likely scan it anyway. In the future, some worry, this could become a de facto ID check like an invisible document you carry on your body. Number 4, global entry. Here's one. You don't have to have global entry or TSA pre-check to fly, but if you do, always bring the card. Why? Because it's actually an accepted ID at TSA checkpoints. I almost missed this. The DoD travel update lists DHS trusted traveler cards as acceptable forms of ID. That means if you forgot your real ID or even your passport, you could theoretically use your global entry card instead. Shockingly, many travelers don't realize this. I used to stash my global entry card deep in my wallet, forgetting it. Then at an airport last year, I lost my license and only had my global entry card. TSA accepted it with no fuss. For years, I thought those cards only sped up re-entry into the US. Turns out they can be lifesavers if your other ID fails. It's a small piece of plastic, but it might just save your trip. Number 5, unaccompanied minor travel authorization. This one might not apply to everyone, but if you have kids traveling alone, don't overlook it. Airlines require paperwork for unaccompanied minors, typically a signed permission or escort form. USA.gov explains, if your child is traveling alone by air, the airline may require you to submit an unaccompanied minor form. When I first heard that, I thought it sounded like a bureaucratic formality. Then I saw a friend's daughter held up at the gate because they forgot the notarized letter. It was a nightmare. The ticket agent wouldn't let the plane board until the paperwork was sorted. If you plan to fly with kids, double-check your airline's rules weeks in advance. Some carriers want custody documents or notarized consent from both parents. Others need a simple emergency contact form. But no matter what, one thing is clear. Without whatever form your airline requires, you absolutely won't get your child on that flight. It's an easy detail to miss, but a fatal one if forgotten. Number 6. Boarding pass. It sounds obvious, but the first fatal mistake is forgetting your boarding pass. You'll be stopped cold if you can't present it at the TSA line. It doesn't matter if it's printed or on your phone. TSA requires it before you can step even 1 foot onto the escalator to the gate. Without it, they literally can't let you through security. Many travelers assume, I'll just show my phone at the kiosk, but glitches happen. One wrong swipe and your boarding pass is gone, and with it, your flight. I almost panicked when I saw my pass disappear from the airline app. On edge, I asked the gate agent for help as my flight began boarding behind me. Number 7. Real ID compliant driver's license. Since May 7th, 2025, the rules got much stricter. If your driver's license isn't Real ID compliant, it's as good as toilet paper at TSA. I remember thinking, I'll use my usual license, until a TSA agent barked that anything without that star isn't accepted. They require a Real ID or an alternative approved document. That means bring your upgraded state license or else a backup like a passport or global entry card. Otherwise, you're sent to extra screening or worse, turned away. I've read stories of people scrambling to find a US passport or Nexus card at the last second, racing against the clock. Without a compliant photo ID, you risk missing your flight entirely. Many travelers are quietly panicking as the deadline looms. Think you can just wing it? Think again. Even TSA pre-check won't save you if you hand over a real ID. That's actually not. Number 8. US passport. Most Americans associate passports with international travel until they learn it can save a domestic trip too. A passport book or card is always accepted as ID, and after May 2025, it's even one of the only domestic IDs allowed. If you forgot to get your real ID, your passport is the life raft that keeps you flying. In fact, the passport card, that small wallet-sized card, is a real ID-compliant document for domestic flights. I had a friend who neglected to renew her license but had a passport card tucked away. She breezed through with it at TSA. Of course, if you're flying overseas, a valid passport book is mandatory. You can't board an international flight without it. In 2025, the shock is that even for a domestic flight, your passport book or card is a guaranteed get-out-of-jail-free document. Suddenly you realize that the dusty passport booklet in your dresser might be more important than your driver's license. Number 9. Printed itinerary or ticket confirmation. Yes, in 2025, print something. It sounds archaic, but airports still recommend it. Ticketless travelers can be asked for proof of purchase. One airport's website bluntly warns that if you have ticketless travel, you must carry printed proof of your ticket or check in at the counter. I never thought I'd say it, but I always print a copy now. Imagine the scenario. You've checked in online, but the TSA or gate agent loses your reservation in the system. Without a printout, you're left waiting in line for a human to fix it while boarding begins. It's a nightmare I see unfold in traveler forums. The digital boarding pass disappears or doesn't scan, and nobody believes you. Having that printed itinerary can be your only proof. It's a subtle thing most people overlook, but when it fails, it can cancel your entire trip. Number 10. Mobile driver's license. This is the future arriving early. States like Arizona, California, and Georgia already let you add a mobile driver's license or state ID to your phone's wallet. TSA now accepts those digital IDs at many checkpoints. The text says over 250 airports and growing. The idea is convenience and security. A secure app delivers just the needed data to TSA without flashing your whole ID. I was skeptical until I tried it. Scanning my phone's wallet pass felt like a sci-fi movie. If you have it set up, this can be super handy. But here's the catch. It's optional, and not every state participates yet. If your state offers it, you might feel naked without it. If you don't prepare, you'll be stuck showing the old-fashioned ID or scrambling at the last minute to get the phone app configured. One travel blogger warns that not using a mobile ID is like leaving a secret weapon unused. So I keep mine ready in case I'm asked, anything digital? In the line, it certainly speeds things up.